Bum, 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 bum. I don't know what I'm singing. Please hit the like. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me, girl? Yes. I just want to unplug all my son shit. Yes. I wonder. Correct. Correct. Can y'all see me? Is it blurry? Yeah, but when I tell you, I just want to unplug everything. And his, that's what that word. That's what that word. That's what that word. Hey everyone. Ooh, we back. Ooh, yes. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Absolutely. So y'all, I love y'all. I love y'all. Ooh, thank you to Val and Val. Lord, shout out to Val. Shout out to Low Key. She a moderator for Val. I'm correct. Shout out to my baby Low Key, and shout out to my baby Shand. I believe it was Shand. For the cash apps. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Oh my God, I love you, girl. I love you, girl. I love you, girl. I love you, girl. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. They must have been reporting us. Cause listen, I don't, maybe it's because my son has 57 devices plugged up in his room. His room is a fire hazard. Maybe that's what that word. Maybe that's what that word. But I love you guys. I love you guys. I just want to make sure I was clear, make sure you guys could see me and hear me, because that would be trash, to do a whole live and y'all really didn't, hear anything. That would suck. So I love you guys. So please hit the like. Ooh, y'all running up in here. Ooh, I earned this. Ooh, I deserve all of this. What can I say? Being the head plastic. It's hard work, but somebody's got to do it, right? Pimping ain't easy, yes, but somebody's got to do it, yeah. Mhm. That's on period. New house, period. That's how I celebrate. Correct. Whenever somebody comments, be like, "Oh, you moved?" Yep. Correct. So, yes, I love you guys. So, y'all know I love area. Y'all know I love area, and I cannot believe that DDG was allegedly over there putting his hands on Ariel. Who beats up a mermaid? Who hits a mermaid? It's like, oh my God, leave it to black people. Mm. Leave it to my people. Leave it to my people. Leave it to my people to beat up the first black mermaid. I said, oh my word, shut your mouth and keep on talking. No, I'm not going to say I'm surprised, right? The reason why I'm not going to say I am surprised is because DV has no face, right? Anybody could be going through it. It doesn't matter how pretty you are, doesn't matter how sweet you are, doesn't matter how popular you are. It doesn't, none of that takes effect. Real life is real life. It just is what it is, no matter how famous, where we all go through real life, right? So I don't put it past anyone, because anybody could be going through it, right? So I would say that if one thing that I was surprised by is that we didn't find out sooner, because she's filed multiple police reports on him. So it's not like she filed one report or filed this restraining order, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my gosh, like, what? No, she'd been reporting it. It just, I guess, was going underneath the radar, because this isn't the first time she called the police, right? On DDG. So I found that interesting, reading that, which I'm going to read to you all right now about Halle and DDG. So before we cast judgments or anything like that, let's listen to Holly's side, okay? And hear what Halle Bailey has to say about Mr. Granberry. Okay, now let's get into that. Shout out to CNN in March. Okay, ooh, did I skip the part? Oh, I did. Ooh, I super skipped the part. Lord. Okay. A Los Angeles judge has granted a restraining order to the Little Mermaid actor and singer Halle Bailey, who says her ex boyfriend, the rapper and YouTuber DDG has been repeatedly violent with her, and she fears for herself and the baby they have together. Now, I do feel like throwing the baby in there was a little much. Little piece. A little piece. Now, I see she said her. Why I say I feel that it's a little bit much if the baby has not experienced any like verbal, physical, or mental, abuse, then it's like, why are we naming the baby? Why are we making it seem as if like he's a direct harm to the child? That I'm a little puzzled by. I'm a little puzzled by that part. I feel like she should just said herself, and then she could say that she's fearful of the welfare of her baby, like inside, of the restraining order. I feel like that was a little deliberate, like a poke, meaning like now you can't see the baby, at least until we go to court. Like adding the baby so that you know. 'Cause at first I thought like, well, maybe she put him in restraining order because they have a baby together and she don't want to be around him herself, and she knows that she's connected to him through the baby. So, at some way, shape, or form, they're gonna have to meet. Although they could have somebody else, like a mutual party, meet them and take the baby back and forth, so that they don't have to see one another. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's a lot of things. But then when I read it, I was like, oh, I completely see why. Not only did she file a restraining order on DDG, I also see why she added the baby. I'm like, okay, because Holly, that's the little, like, what are we doing here? Like, something going on between y'all. Let's leave the baby out of it, unless the baby is actually involved or been involved in some way, shape, or form to where he's been put in a line of danger, or something like that. But if it's y'all swinging on each other, or him swinging on you and whatnot, and the baby really not in the facility, like in your arms or near you within a moment of time, then I do think he has enough wherewithal to not do anything to hurt or harm the baby, by making sure that if the baby's near you and he has a certain anger towards you within that moment, that he's not going to act on it because he don't want the baby to be harmed in any way. Because there are men out there that's like that, and then there's men out there that don't care if you got the baby in your arms or not. They, like they don't care. So I was, but seeing the receipts and the stuff that Haley had and what she was talking about, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can completely see why she added the baby inside of the lawsuit. I don't think she was doing that to be hurtful. I don't think she was doing that so that he couldn't see the child or that his family couldn't see the child. Play games, and you're gonna go around and find out. That's what I feel like why Haley put the baby in there. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I feel you. I feel you. Okay. So let's get into that. And so, okay. Okay, very good. A judge on Tuesday ordered DDG, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., to stay away from Bailey and their 17-month-old son, Halo, until a June 6th hearing, the Associated Press reported. Throughout our relationship, Bailey said in the documents requesting the order, Daryl has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son, Halo, from this ongoing averse. Okay. Now I am interested to hear about the financial part. I can see every other way that he may be that to her, but I'm interested about the financial part. I'm like, oh, I wonder, like, was he like spending her money without her approval or taking money out of her account, like even after the breakup? Because this stuff happened after the breakup. Even this situation to where she's describing him chipping her tooth, this all happened after. This I see if they was together and this type of controlling behavior. I get not that it would excuse anything, but it would make a little bit more sense, into why like he's so possessive and controlling, and whatnot, and don't really want her around other men, and stuff like that. But if y'all are separate, you're doing your own thing, she doing her own thing. What is the problem? Like, why do you feel the need to be putting your hands on her and trying to control her still? If y'all are kaput, like the relationship is done. So very confusing part about that. So a message seeking a comment from a representative for Granberry was not immediately answered. Bailey, 25, and Granberry, 27, were in a relationship from 2022 until last year. And since their breakup, there have been multiple acts of violence. Okay. So it says since the breakup, There has been multiple acts. So this is what really like blew my mind because I'm like, well, what is going on? Like, why are you putting your hands on her at all? Like, y'all not even together. Like, what? Even if you were, like, it doesn't excuse it. But yeah, like, what? That don't make any sense at all. That is creepy. Which explains her furthermore wanting to get a lawsuit, a restraining order. Because I mean, he put his hands on me. We're not even together. Like, yeah, he's still trying to control me and worried about who I'm with. All of this stuff. Like, crazy work. Crazy work. An incident in January that she recounts in detail. Bailey said Granberry was repeatedly calling her a bitch as she tried to strap the baby into a seat inside his car. Okay. So this is her implementing saying, like, even our baby, because that's still a lot for, a baby to be hearing, like, it's like you super angry calling, so I'm being all aggressive. And I'm like, you be around all that? Like, what's wrong with you? Chill. Like, you can't wait till we get home? Ugh. Like, chill, like, ugh, okay. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us, Bailey said in the documents. We fought each other. I appreciate her honesty. She's saying, like, fought each other, mean we put our hands on each other. We absolutely were. He was all up in my face, calling me up, calling me, next thing I knew, we was tussling. Now, I looked up, girl, and I had a handful of his dreads in my hand. Like, it just was what it was. He got his licks back. He did. That's what this is giving. That's what it is. Because she didn't go into detail and say that he just hauled off and put his hands on her. She said the next thing I knew, things got physical between us. So to me, that's her admitting that she'd be putting her hands on him too. That, I put my hands on him because he got me up. Like, I'm going to have to show him that I ain't no, because yeah. Okay. So I do feel like you can push a person to a limit, right? So I'm not going to say that Haley hauled off and hit him within that moment. It could have easily have been him getting all in her face and she like back up, like that physical connection right there, that physical reaction could be enough to make him haul off, and then you look up, they swinging on you, they into it. So that doesn't mean that since he was calling her out of her name, she just hauled off and put her hands on him. Like, no, it don't mean that at all. It could have been her trying to remove him, back him up, and whatnot, and that turned physical. Just because there's a touch at all, and now it's just like, now you got me up, type of energy. So it does give that she is not innocent. She's saying, like, hey, look, we have fought each other. We absolutely have. Like, I ain't gonna stunt. I ain't gonna stunt. We don't do them things. Like, we absolutely have, because he be trying it and he be putting his hands on me. Like, I won't hit him back because I will. I'm not that type of girl. So that's what it's giving. So she said, we fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. Now, I don't want to put that picture up just because, and I don't want to put her bruises either, just because I love her. And I know this is probably really hard for her to do. And yeah, I just think that this isn't easy. It doesn't sound easy. She says, I then stopped fighting back because I was in a lot of pain. So, which makes complete sense. Like, she's like, okay, after he slammed my head against the thing, and I know my chip was tooth at the moment in time, but it was an immense pain. I was hurt. Like, I was like, okay, because this is, at the end of the day, still a man. So I filed out, and just let it be what it was at that moment. She says in March, she said Granberry entered her house when she wasn't home and texted her a photo of her bed along with threatening message suggesting she was having sex with other men. Okay, and there's receipts. Hold on, let me pull those up because they don't have it in this article, but I do have it because I'm nosy as hell. So he snuck into her home. Another reason I understand her getting a restraining order. This is another reason. I'm like, as I was reading, I'm like, oh, okay, I can completely see why she wants a restraining order. It's completely valid. You got this creep literally coming in your crib while you're not there and y'all not even together. Like, oh my God, like y'all not even together. Like, oh, why is you doing all this? Go home. Go home, Roger. Look, look. Contact name Daryl Granberry. Me and Halo is at the front door. Can you answer? If you're not home, just say that. So then he just go in her house, takes a picture of her bed, and says, "Now I know what you've been on. LOL. You can pick Halo up from George. I have to go to work." So this isn't creepy. This isn't creepy. This isn't a reason for this woman to feel unsafe. And he already putting his hands on her. Now you going up in the correct island. That don't even show anything about her bed being empty. That's good. He act like he took a picture of a nigga laid up in there. Like it's boxes all over the ground and condom wrappers and I'm like, what does this mean, psycho? What does this mean? She still made up a bed. She could have easily was getting ready, put her bag and stuff on the bed. That's why it's like, a little tussle, like it's a little messed up a little bit. Had the baby in the bed with her, him crawling around the bed while she was getting ready before they left or she left. And what does this prove? Like what does and then again, it doesn't even matter what it will prove. Y'all not together. So what would she be trying to prove anyway? What we not together. My room could be as messed up as I want it to be. I could have if I want a dude all up in my room, then I'm gonna have a dude all up in my room. Like what does that? Ugh. What does that have to do with you? Imagine, but this is how these losers be, how these low vibrational, super low self-esteem people like DDG be. Because you kept cheating on Haley. It's why y'all one of the reasons y'all not together. Because you kept cheating on her. But God forbid she move on the right way. She be with another man the right way. Although Haley has not announced being in a relationship with nobody. She has not went public with anyone or anything like that. It's just speculation. They was just trying to put her with Burna Boy. Although her sister dated him, Chloe. They were just, at the Met Gala. They were just trying to say that they're dating. Not hey, Haley is done scoop Burna Boy behind the sister back. All of that. Like, yeah, Haley ain't went public with no one. She just went on vacation with her sister. Although DJ Academics came forward being messy, trying to make it seem as if DDG or that Haley had another man with her on the vacation. And DDG took the bait and sent it to Haley, taking the bait of DDG, of DJ Academics, all these D's, DJ Academics, and played herself. Because she went on vacation with her sister. She did not go on vacation with no man. Like, no. And if she did, why would she have to hide him? Hide him for what? Now I can see why she would hide her man. Now I can see why she would. Look how you responded. You already in her room, creeping in her room and stuff, taking pictures, and y'all not even together. What if she was seeing someone he was laid up over there? And then you just go in? Like, what is wrong with you? And it shows that you are weak, DDG, because that's weak to sit around and cheat on a female, but you want to control everything she do. She can't see anyone else, even after breaking up. That's very weak of you. It gives possessive, abusive. Like, it gives that 100%. It does. It gives that. Because what's the point? But what is the point? Like, that's weak. Very weak. Move on with your life. Now that it's like, what, do you want to cheat? Because while you had her, you didn't appreciate her. You kept cheating on her, Ruby Rose and others. You kept cheating on her. Now you can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. But now you want her. I really love her. So it's a wrap for all of that. Like, that's all over with. But now you're willing to commit, but you still sleeping with other females, though. You still sleeping with other girls, though. Other women, I should say. You're still doing that. It's not like you at home single trying to work things out with your ex and be a family again with your son. That's not what you own. You're trying to control her because if you really wanted her back, why would you be putting your hands on her at all? Even if she did swing on you. Like, what are you putting your hands on her for at all? Start trying to instill fear in her to control her to do what you want her to do. To be who you want her to be instead of just leaving her be. Just leave her alone. Just seems like she letting you be. Crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work. Okay. Throughout the relationship, Bailey said in documents requesting the order, Daryl has been been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. I am seeking the order to protect myself and our son Halo from this ongoing abuse. A message seeking comment from sorry. Let's go down to the okay. Next thing I knew, we were tussling. We were at the part two. Okay. We just we were about the bed. A few days later, she said he berated her when she did not want to send their sick baby on a visit with him, and smashed the Ring camera on her front porch when he realized it was recording the confrontation. So it records up until the point to where it was damaged. So up until the point it was damaged, there was a confrontation of him screaming and coming at her and yelling at her, basically threatening her, and whatnot. And then when he realized it was recorded, he destroyed it. These are all qualities and characteristics of a person you should stay far away from. This dude is a scary dude. Like when it comes to women, this is fact because she can prove these things. And there is no excuse. Like DDG, what can you say to excuse going in this woman's house, taking a picture of her bed and whatnot with her not being home? It's not your property. You're not supposed to be there. You're not her man. You're not her protector. You're not her provider. You're none of those things. Why are you in her home? Why? There's no excuse. There's nothing you can say. She's not there. You were dropping the baby off. Was you gonna leave the baby in there by itself? You had everything you needed, a diaper bag, all of that stuff. So it's not like you needed to go in and get a diaper or anything like that. Like there was no reason because you went and took a picture of the bed, her bed. Why? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, bruh? Yeah, it's weird. Weird vibes, stalker vibes, creep vibes. It's what that is. Even if y'all got into a physical altercation, you didn't have to take it any further than what it already was. You didn't have to do that. You chose to. That was a choice. There should never be a situation to where your girl or ex-girl is going around telling people y'all used to tussle, that we were on the ground. He was pulling my hair. Like, what? What? You know how I make you look? You know how that sound? A female saying this. That's a female. You did all of this to a mermaid. My God. Poor mermaid. Ariel, we love you, Ariel. Okay. So she called a okay. She says she called a relative for help. He took her phone, got into his car, slamming the door on her as she was walking, as she was holding the baby. Another reason why I see she added the baby. Good reason. Bailey filed a police report over the incident, and she did. So again, it's not like this is coming out the woodwork. Like just all of a sudden, Haley saying that he did these things to her. No, there's receipts to back up what she's saying. She's not just saying it. The pictures of her tooth, the picture of the bruising of her arm, like she has proof of all these things. Yeah, so I mean, it's crazy. She also asked that Granberry be ordered to stop using his streaming platforms on Twitch and on YouTube to turn his followers against her. Her quote, whenever he wishes to cause upset, he starts badmouthing me to his several millions of fans, she said in the document. He claims I'm withholding our son and that I am with other men. As a result, I then receive threats and hate on social media. That's crazy work. Crazy work. Now, I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to him having his opinion on her. Um, and to his fans, if people are going to rock with who they rock with, all several million pretty much of DDG's fans are going to be Team DDG. So I don't feel like Haley has the right to control how he feels about her. But I don't think that he should be going on his platforms to try to use his fans to ambush her, to go out to collect them and send them to attack her. Like, I don't believe that. Now that I would agree with her. Like, yeah, no, you don't need to be sending these people over here to attack me based off of you being upset one day and then the next day we're fine. Then you're upset one day and then the next day we're fine. But you keep going online saying certain things about me and then I'm targeted and then you don't do nothing to clean it up. Like, there's times you go out and you completely lie on me or say things that are non-existent or embellish things about like business with your son and stuff like that. It's like, why do that? Make people think that I don't want you to be a good father. I like, why do that? Why? Because that's how people gonna look at me. You know, people gonna look at me like I don't want you to be a good dad, or I think that you're a bad father. And I don't think Haley thinks he's a bad dad. I don't think she wants her son to not be around him. I don't think that's her ultimate goal or anything like that. I just think you have to handle things protocol. You know, you have to do protocol to make sure that you're good. And this is protocol. This is just simple protocol when things go awry and they went too far and you don't want them to go further. You know, like this is enough is enough. Like I'm doing something about this now. Custody, all that stuff needs to be established instead of just winging it because I think that that's kind of how they do. They've made their own like schedule with the baby, you know, all of that. Sometimes it do take for other people to get involved, you know, courts and judges and making things stick so that by law you know what it is with you and your kid because mothers and fathers have a lot of power, you know, when it comes to that. Haley does a lot of traveling and whatnot. He can make it so that she can't move out of state or that she can't go out the country with the baby. He can pause a lot of things and vice versa. You know, she can do the same thing. She could pause a lot of things when it comes to DDG and the baby. So it's why have it be a war when we can just go and get this court ordered and you know you do your thing, I do my thing. You have no there can be because in custody agreements you can make it so there's a drop off point and pick up point, all of that, so she can make sure that there's no reason for him to be near her home if she don't want nothing else to do with him. You know, it's like I'm done, and if she's done she has the right to move on. She shouldn't be getting swung on and you know teeth bashed against steering wheels and hair pulled and all of that, people coming into her home taking pictures of her bed and all of that. She shouldn't have to go through none of that. She shouldn't. She shouldn't have to be putting her baby in a car seat and whatnot, and you calling her 57 bitches in a row before she strapped the baby in. You know, like she shouldn't have to go through none of that stuff. And I appreciate her for doing something about it instead of just allowing this stuff to happen. And then it's tick, tick, boom, something really big happens, and now she's the blame. Now it's Haley, 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 Haley. If that was happening, you should have been said something. Why did you keep dealing with them? Why did you keep in? Because this is how they do victims. They shame them. They victim shame. So yeah, I appreciate her doing something to as soon as she felt it was necessary. Like you know what, I really got to do something about this. You know, and she did. So you know, shout out to her for that. Um, Granberry was ordered to not possess any weapons. The judge can extend the order up to 5 years at the June 6th hearing. DDG is from Pontiac, Michigan. Everyone can know about that. Everyone can know about that either. So moving right along. So let's get into this. So DDG's friend comes forward and speaks and says, what's his friend name? I forgot his name because he's forgettable. Um, Okay. Ooh, right here. Okay. Baby Rich. So Baby Rich claims Haley was abusive to DDG as well. Seemingly confirms that Brent, you know, the one that DJ Academics was setting him up for the okie doke for, saying that they and he's not confirming the rumors, I guess, saying Holly was beating the out this ninja. Okay, is what he had to say. Okay, so let's get into that. Beating the fuck out of this. I'm talking about swinging on it. I'm talking about piecing this up. You feel me? So, are you just gonna sit down and just hand behind your back? No. So he's saying that when Holly was putting her hands on him, of course, you're not just gonna sit there, you're gonna beat her. You know? Correct. You told Hoppo to beat me. So that he's saying, like, of course you're not just gonna stand there, you know, when that's happening, you know, you gotta, you know, tag the female. You gotta hit her back. What are you gonna do? Stop hating. Stop. From him, like that could be from anything. That could be a rash she has. But like the bruises could have been a rash. The bruises that Haley showed, he said those could have been a rash. Let's just say he did put that on her. Like DDG, if these are the friends that's gonna come forward speaking on your behalf, please tell them to shut the up. Lava, please stop teaching her big words before she choke on. Yeah, if these is your defense team, yeah, tell them to shut the up immediately. They're making your case worse, not better. Grandma, what are you supposed to do? Like, you know what I'm saying?
What are you supposed to do? If a girl hit me, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm like, hey, stop. Like, stop doing it. Stop. You feel me? So, check the pen. The CIA is outside. Y'all remember when Brooke screenshot of DDG, DNA this and that?
Okay, I'm bored with that. So DDG's mother also came forward. Mm-hmm. Because I don't care nothing about the Illuminati and I ain't even want to hear no other shit. She comes forward and she says, I usually don't comment or say anything on this internet, even with all the negativity, the lies and hatred towards mine. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet too long. DDG mama, Tonya, shut the fuck up. Correct. Absolutely. Please shut up. Yeah, we don't want to hear nothing from you. Just like we don't want to hear nothing from DDG friend. We don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all. All you have to do is report it. This is why I believe Halle, because Halle reported it. DDG, if she was over there putting her hands on him like that and whatnot, he never said a word. Why wait until someone comes forward with proof of what someone is and has been doing to them, and then all of a sudden, y'all want your response to be, she was over there hitting him too? What does that mean? Then he should have called the police on her. He should have filed a report. He should go get a restraint order. He should do all of those things. But she not in his house taking a picture of his bed. Because what does that have to do with even if they was swinging on each other? Why is he in her house when she not there? Why is he sending her posts of her allegedly being with other men and they not even in a relationship and him saying, you bet, and all what does that have to do with that? Hello? Because you can't say that she doing that too. You can't say Leo there taking just going to his house when he not there taking how? He got people living there. His house ain't never empty. Man. But he got so much money. Please. His house ain't never empty. It gives his whole family live there. Haley got her own house. Yeah. Her family got their own houses. It's plenty of time the Amazon man gonna miss her. The delivery man, the mailman, oh yeah, they gonna miss her. She busy. And that's her house. Her whole family don't live there. Like, her baby. That's it. And it may feel like the grandma stay there, Haley's mother, because she's, with the baby all the time, with her and the baby all the time. With the grandbaby. It's her only grandbaby, I believe. I don't know. But yeah, so hello. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 600 some people in the building, 264 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's like, why not say something? Why wait until the other person says something and then all of a sudden, when DDG found out that this happened, that Haley went and filed a restraining order on him, he was on Aiden Ross's live. And he was like, oh, this gotta be like his face was like of shock. Not saying like this, it has to be fake because I ain't never put my hands on nobody. Like he could have put a statement out that said, I've never put my hands on anyone. He can't do that because he know he has. He know he has put his hands on her. Two wrongs do not make a right. It does not. And I understand that females get upset and women should keep their hands to themselves. They should. But as a man, get away from her. That is what you do. When men stick around females that put their hands on them, it's because they are abusive too. Y'all have that same trait. Is what it gets. Toxicity is what it turns into. That's the only dudes that stick around females like that because they put their hands back on them or they put their hands on them too. So it's cool if she walk up and hit me square in my because I'm gonna do the same thing to her. It's cool she walk up again and try to fade me because I've done it to her. I'm gonna do it to her. It's cool she walk up and pull my dreads and all that because I'm gonna do it to her. So Again, it's not right. But as a man, because a man is going to get the stigma at the end of the day, women are not labeled man beaters. They're labeled man eaters, is what they are labeled. Okay? So if a man puts his hands on a woman, even if it's one time, you are forever stamped a woman beater. Because all it takes is one. It don't take well, I only beat up two of my girls. So what? That's enough for you to be stamped as this is in you. You put your hands on women. Yeah, it depends on the personality trait and whatnot, but you still do. You still okay yourself to put your hands on women like that's okay, and it's not. There's no excuse. None. That is exactly what I've taught my sons. Let it happen. Just get away from her. You got sisters and a mama. Call us and I'll bring them over there so they can jump that hoe. It's that simple. Cause she could get jumped. She could get jumped. She sure can. So I'm confused by DDG mom trying to come forward talking about something. You've been quiet for too long. No, you haven't been quiet for too long. You've been having your hands in your pockets for too long because that's your son. So if she over there putting her hands on her, she grown, beat her ass. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with you. Because if a man ever put hands on one of my daughters, I'm beating his grown ass. That's what I'm doing. What you mean been quiet for too long? Quiet about what? Y'all gonna find out one or two ways. Because my daughter gonna come live and say something, or I'm in jail. Because I'm taking no excuses, none. Because I'm not raising my daughters to put their hands on men. So there's no reason for him to be putting his hands on you at all. Like, what are you talking about? So I don't understand. Yeah, DDG mom, yeah, you can shut the up because you a whole female. You a whole woman. Girl, please. Halle grown. Yeah, I can go care more about my child than I'm going to care about my grandchild. So if I have to risk a relationship and not seeing my grandchild, but I still have a relationship with my child, I'm fine with that. Because it ain't my responsibility to raise the grandbaby no goddamn way. As long as you allow my child to be in their kid's life, that's all that matters to me. I ain't never got to see baby. Oh well. It ain't my baby, no way. It ain't my child, no way. I ain't let out to make shit. So yeah, I don't have to be in the baby's life. I'm good with pictures. I'm good. Because I would have risked it. I sure would. As his mother, you should have risked your relationship, meaning that since you beat her ass, she don't want you around her baby no more. Risk it. So yeah, you can shut up. Yeah, we don't have nothing from you. Nothing. But you over there spending that boy money. You over there living off of him. Crazy work. Like crazy. So I'm need your ghetto trifling ass to shut up. Don't say nothing. We don't want to hear nothing. Because that's who should have been tussling. That's who would have been wrestling around in the front yard. It should have been you and her. Know what you want, girl? I want to hear that shit. Now, I have been quiet for too long and a punk. And a punk for too long, too. Show your son how important it is for him not to put his hands on a woman. So if that woman putting his hands on him, beat her ass. Or go pick up a family member that can do it for you. Go pick up one of his cousins or something. It's too much family over there. DDG have too many little cousins, female cousins, and all the aunties, all the things like that. No, I did not see what his sister posted. Send it to me. Send it to me because that's who should have been tussling. Why are you putting your hands on her at all? Because I'm not. I wouldn't waste my time. Old girlfriends that put their hands on me and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll call my cousin instantly. Instantly. Don't even call my FC. My FC come over here and handle you. She don't play no games. No, she don't play about me. She don't play about me. She don't play about none of us. But she really don't play about me. I had my cousin come up here and beat your. She will. Just because she know you a girl. And she don't want me to do it. So look here. Please. But you talking about I've been quiet for too long. No, your son been quiet for too long. If Halle was over there putting his hands on him, or her hands on him, he's the one who been quiet for too long. Not you. Quiet about what? What? Now you think your biased ass gets to come forward and try to protect, like, you're biased. You his parent, of course. He innocent and ain't like that. Of course. We wouldn't expect nothing else, but you know how it would have been easier to believe you? Since you know so much? Not for too long. If you would have been came out and said something about this situation. If you would have been came out and said that Halle be putting her hands on my son. Halle needs to keep her hands to herself. Halle, whether she mad at him and I'd rather he cheated or he's talking to somebody else, oh well, keep your hands to yourself. She gonna keep her hands off my son, or it's gonna be a problem. But you can't say none of that because you already know your son is wrong. You already know he is. You do. There's no excuse. You a whole woman. It's no excuse. Even if a woman puts her hands on a man, that is not okay. But it is dumb of a man to respond physically. That's stupid. Because now a lot of men get labeled things that they're not. A lot of men don't be woman beaters, but they turn into one all because one hit them and they decided to handle her like that's his equal. It's not. You're going to win 9 times out of 10 getting into a physical altercation with a woman. So why even take it there? Why? You're winning a losing battle because no one's going to applaud you for putting your hands on a woman. Oh yeah, bro, you did that. Oh yeah, you beat her ass. You did that. No one's going to applaud that. Strangers walking up seeing this happening, they have no idea what to think besides that woman needs protection, and she could be completely in the wrong. Completely. But how society is set up, we already know how that is. So don't even risk it. Being labeled that, having that on your background, out of for what? When that's really not who you are. But DDG, that's who he is. So it's different. Not he's sitting over there defending himself. No, not at all. You put your hands on this girl, regardless. And it's not okay for Halle to put her hands on him. Not at all. I said the same thing with Keke Palmer. If she was over there, she admitted that she was over there putting her hands on that boy too at times. It's still not right. But you're still a woman at the end of the day. He should separate himself from you. It's never worth it. Being around somebody to where you're that angry to where you're putting your hands on them. You can ask my kid's mom and any other female that I've ever dated. When it gets to that point, I leave. I just walk out the door. Whether I got to walk, drive, get down the street and call a friend or a family member, somebody to come pick me up, Uber, taxi. I'm exiting. Exiting. I done been hit by plenty of females, hit in head with candles, all type of stuff. Plenty. Trifling as I was. I was a dog, woo woo. I was a dog, woo woo. So yeah, trifling as I was. So it's just, I got it. I understand why you want to hurt me, but don't hurt me. Like you're not supposed to hurt me. Now I'm about to leave. And then you're gonna be more mad. Then you're gonna say I'm out, you leave and go be with a bitch. All of that stuff. While I stay here, if you would close my other eye. Now I'm sitting here trying to love you, but pretty soon I can be able to see. Yes, a big one too. Yes, I'd have been punched out my sleep. All of that through a big party. Punched clean out my sleep. Woke up to a fist coming down. Correct. And I damn near ran. Yes. Yes. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm not, well, I can't hit you, you're a girl. Like I can't do this. So but yeah, literally punched out of my sleep. I was passed out, drunk, knocked out. I was like 24, 24, 25. And I was knocked out after a wild party that I had the night before. And yeah, she came in, she climbed through the window. You women don't play. You women don't play. She climbed through my window. Sure did. Cause I was like, that's why I was so surprised. I'm like, how the fuck did you get in here? Like, cause I lived on the ground floor. So I'm like, I'm like, oh shit. So I had to run, Forrest, run. So I had to run. And that's what I did. I ran. I did. Yeah. I got up out of there. And she chased me all the way into the parking lot. All of that stuff. And it's crazy. But it was what it was. But yeah, she climbed through that damn window on me. She did, but I got up out of there. I didn't. Ooh, yeah, let me hit you back. Like, leave. Like, just get because you would feel better. Because she's just angry. Like, she'll calm down. She just want me to hurt how she hurt. She hurt. So now she. So she's trying to transfer the energy. Reverse psychology. But since a lot of times it don't work with emotions when it comes to men, unless you like cheat on them right there within that moment, or something like that, then they feel like I'm so mad when I could just, why I oughta, so it's like I get it. I get it. So sometimes women, they feel like they have to use physical force to get a man to hear them because they don't feel heard or they feel ignored, and whatnot. So it's like they get so angry, so they look up, and I feel like like a lot of times that it be deliberate. I don't think that they like for real want to like hit us, and whatnot. But it's the only way that they can express themselves within that moment because they just want you to feel pain. They want you to be angry, to be hurt just as much as they are, within that moment. And a lot of times we're not, we're really nonchalant and they really want us to like love them within that moment, but they're mad at us. And when we can't get over the fact that they mad at us. So until they're not being mean to us, we're mean back. It's like we're mean. She'll say a bunch of mean stuff, so then you'll say a bunch of mean stuff. And then but she just really just want you and your attention, and all of that, and we don't recollect that right away because we can't get past the anger, can't get past them being mad. So it's just like just separate yourself. Leave. It's hard to calm down from somebody that's upsetting you, or when you start to calm down, they re-upset you. Like, go get some air, like some real air, like get away from them until you're calm, until you're at the point where like, all right, cool, like you can get on the phone with them or something, you know. Tasha said, Sean, you were a victim of DB though. I mean, yes and no, yes and no, yes and no. And why I said it because it was really only like she only beat me up like a few times though. And it really didn't hurt because she's little, like a little thing. I'm 6'4". She's like 5'5". So it's like baby hits, and whatnot. So I mean, I feel like I was on the verge, or maybe I'm just in denial. Maybe I'm just in denial. I don't know. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. Oh my God. I can say that. I'm a victim. I am. I am. I feel that. I felt that. I feel like I am. I like how that sounds. Correct. Correct. I'm gonna call my fucking abuser. I am. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm never gonna forgive you. Correct. This is therapy. A little peace. A little peace. This is why I love y'all. I love y'all because I'm a survivor. Oh my God, I survived. Bitch. I'm just such a conqueror. I've been through so much. I'm such a survivor, like warrior women. Warrior women. So the moral of the story is keep y'all hands to yourself. Now Halle done filed for full custody, I believe, of the baby, and I don't blame her. DDG, he was saying the messages basically like, like watch this, you know. Like when when he go on vacation with the baby, he gonna be, wilding and doing stuff that's going to upset her. So I could see that too. I could see that too. So I could see her like, look, you're about to play with my baby. You was not about to play with my baby. You was not about to get mad at me. And then you want to get a baby back. Then you got my baby on vacation with hoochies and hoes and all of that. Nope, you about to stop playing with me. So I can understand, why she involved the baby now into the restraining order and why she wants this done in a way to where it's fair and letting someone else step in like a judge and decide what better because sometimes it's hard to do as parents. Sometimes you do need another party to come in and be like, hey, maybe you should try this way. Maybe you can do it like this. This you get this holiday. You get this. You get during school. You get them during the summer. You this y'all or alternate weeks. Or sometimes you need that. I don't think that she is trying to make it so that he can't see his baby. I don't think that. I really don't. I think because you're hurting the child more than you're hurting the person. Is what that gives me. Is that you're hurting the baby. The baby. He still loves his dad, just like he loves his mom. So you know, I think that's unfortunate. Yeah, the kids always get the crappy end of the stick with these type of situations. Like it's not fair, but hopefully it works itself out. But I think Haley should be filing charges on DDG, and if DDG was over there getting hit and harmed and all that stuff by Haley, then he should do the same thing. That's how I feel. Because he said he's chilling. He ain't got no worries. He said, I'm chilling. I ain't got no worries. Moving right along, let's get into Cassie. So I'll keep y'all updated on that as that story unfolds with DDG and but until then, let's get into Cassie's testimony. I've been reading a lot of her testimony. It is definitely a lot. It is. So I'm gonna skip past a lot of a lot. Do y'all want to start with day one? Because we can start with day one. Which is Sean Shanquella's mom was in court today. In court today about what? She was? Did it court? Salamandra, my girl. I hope she will be okay. She's very pregnant. I think Cassie will be fine. Once because I believe she, she's not done yet, right? I don't think she's done yet. I think they have more they need from her. Before I think, right? Isn't she? Doesn't she have like maybe like one more day or something like that? And then she's done. I think it's like one more day, and then she can go back to her life. And just hear the trial from a distance because I doubt her being 8 some months pregnant that she's going to want to sit around because she's about to pop pretty much at any moment. So yeah, I think she'll be fine, and this is necessary and it's therapeutic. These things can be very therapeutic. Y'all think yes? Yeah, I think she has one more day too. No, she hasn't been crossed. Okay, so then she definitely has another day because she has to be crossed before they release her. So okay, yeah. So tomorrow, once they cross her, I think because what took a long time today was the jury going over the freak off video. Y'all, they actually got to watch it. I said, "Oh my god, oh my goodness, oh my god, crazy!" And it took a while. hmm And then yeah, all of it. Correct, correct. So that's what took a lot of time today. Was that the jury watching that? I guess it was hard. I guess. Crazy work. So yeah, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So yeah, I think that's what that word. So it says day one. Y'all said start with day one. The first day of Ventura's testimony got off to an explosive start as she described the freak-offs in graphic detail, including one alleged instance where a male escort mated in her mouth at Combs' request. Within the first year of our relationship, Sean proposed to me this idea, this sexual encounter that he had called voyeurism, where he watches in sexual activity with a third party, specifically another man, she said. It entails the hiring of an escort and setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean. It involves Sean being able to watch me with the other person and actually direct us on what we were doing sexually. Real. Now, I don't have a problem with voyeurism, right? I don't think we didn't watch that. We saw the so y'all saw the oh yeah, from the hotel, right? My fault. I'm skipping ahead. That's what took a long time. My fault. Um, did you say we? Mama Flip, let me find out you're a juror. Girl, you was not supposed to be here, girl. I could not. She said we. We the jury agree. Not a jury. Okay. Ooh, I could not. I cannot. Okay, just check it. Just check. I'm about to like. I'm a flip. Oh my word. I love y'all. So yeah. So okay. So okay. So yeah, I don't have a problem with voyeurism. It's just I feel like he took it to another level. It went to another level because voyeurism is the people doing their own thing. Like you're not directing, you're not doing anything. You're just watching them naturally. It's like you're a fly on the wall. You know, that's what voyeurism is. So like my man and I, we brought another person in, and they just watched us. We would do what we naturally do. It wouldn't be nobody. Okay, well you do this and you do that. You will hold your head this way or not open your mouth. Not open your mouth. You know, like none of that's going on. You know, like we're just gonna wing it and do what no different than you. You and your mate. You're gonna do what you normally do. And the voyeur just chills. Like the most that they will do is sexually please themselves while watching it happen. So it's kind of like live PORN, if you will. So, and it's no different than watching it on tape or on video. It's just in front of you. So that's what I say. Like, I don't have a big deal with it. I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think that that's weird or creepy. It's been something that's been going on for a very long time. Voyeurism, stuff like that. Um, but when you are directing it and telling them what to do and how to do, and then you are involving yourself with, like, even when the men finish on Cassie or what they do, having her come rub it on, like voyeurs, they're not being touched at all by any party. You are strictly watching. That is what voyeurism is. Nothing else. You're not being touched or touching anyone. Okay, the voyeur, right? And that's what Diddy was supposed to be, the voyeur. But he would get involved. Like he would, and because that at that point in time, then it's no longer voyeurism to me when he's having Cassie like give him fellatio and stuff while the man is penetrating her. I mean, that's a threesome, right? Wouldn't that be considered that if he's involved? How was that voyeurism when you're just supposed to be watching, not supposed to touch or anything? Nothing sexual is supposed to be happening to you besides self pleasure. You can self please, but nothing else. Right? No directing, nothing. You're quiet. It's like you're not there. You know, that's how voyeurism is. So it's like I'm confused by that because if you were involving yourself and doing things to her sexually, that's a threesome. That's not moving right along. So it says one of Combs' particularly sick requests, Ventura alleged, was to have a male escort P on her and in her mouth during the freak offs. Sometimes he himself combs, or he would have the escort on me. There was no conversation. It was a turn on for him, so it happened. So God said he was really turned on by it, really turned on by P. So look, it happened. When asked if she wanted this, she said a firm no, describing it as humiliating as anyone was there to see it. It was disgusting. It was too much, overwhelming. In an indication of the procedure, she said she choked. Oh no. And I was laid on the floor in a position I couldn't easily get out of. Girl, had you folded up like a press for urinal, girl. Oh my God. How y'all just gonna make this woman a bedpan? Did it? Just gonna make her a bedpan. Police hit the like. Police hit the like. Police hit the like. Like he got his nerve. Queer. Um, the only thing I could do laying on the floor, too much urine in my mouth. The prosecutor said, "Did you want Sean to urinate on you?" Cassie said, I didn't want anybody to, me. And I know that's right, Cassie girl. I said, I know that's right. Because, yeah, I ain't, it didn't sound like a girl want anybody to do it. I was squeamish immediately and high and in the moment with this man, so that's what happened. Throughout her testimony, Ventura says she did not actively want to participate in the freak offs, and her first time was no different. I remember my stomach falling to my butt, the singer said. The nervousness and confusion on that moment, I had just turned 22. I didn't have a concept of how that would be a turn on. But I also felt a sense of responsibility with him sharing something like that with me, right? So she felt like, oh, I feel like vulnerable, or he was being vulnerable with me. So with him being vulnerable and letting that part of him out and letting me know that that's what he wanted, I felt that I was doing him, a favor by commending what he wanted, and he was, my man, like I'm in love with him. So I, did it as a way of making him feel like I'm not judging you. Crazy. I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. So there it goes. She just wanted to make him happy. Ventura then described the typical pattern of a freak off. She said it would begin with oil and touching, through progress through oral sex to full intercourse. First sex act, masturbating and looking at each other. Okay. I would be looking at the escort and they would be looking at me, Ventura said. You're just a weirdo. It was always awkward sitting describing someone's penis to another male was pretty awkward and humiliating, but eventually it became normal. It would lead to intercourse. So telling your man about another man's penis and what it felt like, looked like, got him so aroused that it would end up a lot of time of you and him sexually engaging each other to have intercourse because he is so turned on by you describing another male's appendage to him. This is how you know he gay. Correct. Because hetero men really don't even want to think about that girl being with another dude, let alone being a voyeur. You know, they not into that. Not they girl. Not now they don't mind all of this happening with just some random thought. So that's fine, completely fine, whatever. But most of them don't even want to think about their woman being with another man. And if so, they really don't want to hear about how big he was, what it looked like, what it felt like, what it tastes like. Very gay. Very again gay. Okay? Very. And then to the point to where it turned him on to where he became erect off of a conversation of another man's appendage. And now he in you. This is how you know that he was vicariously living through her, like I've been saying for years. Her describing how it felt was him putting the thought of the fantasy, bringing it to life, if you will. So while he's sitting there directing and telling both of them everything to do, and when and then even to they couldn't even climax without his approval. And if one of the escorts did climax prior, then they were paid less. So they would basically have to wait for his signal to be like, all right, now you can. Hmm. Yeah. So that was because he was living through her. but he's not the actual body. So he needs the picture fully painted. The freak off was half the painting. The rest of the painting was her describing how it felt, because then he could pretend that this is his feeling. Like, oh yeah, it did feel like that, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Oh, you know what? Because he's living through her, so it's like his soul is in her body while she is sleeping with these men. Hmm. And Diddy don't just like to, you know, pee, if you will, on women and whatnot. The turn on is that he wants to be peed on. He wants a man to pee on him. Because if he's having it done to her and he's living through her, then that means that's what he wants. He wants to be peed on. He never asked her, "Hey, can we, can he, no, he just told the dude to do it, told the men to do it. So there was no consent given to say that she wanted, Think back to Young Miami. Young Miami, didn't she say that she liked golden showers? She said she liked it, right? Correct? I wonder why. Anyways, Ventura said sometimes both Escort and Combs would have SCX with her. Other times, the fallen mogul would just watch. She added, if I was having intercourse with an escort, Sean would walk up and have me give him oral, SCX. As if the escorts ejaculated, the star witness replied, yes, usually when it was okay per Sean. But if they did, then Sean and I would go into the next room and he'd want me to put the semen on his body, usually on his chest, on his nipples. If escorts climaxed without given permission by Combs, they were paid less, said Ventura. During one session, Diddy choreographed Ventura getting into a pool of baby oil at a hotel in Beverly Hills and a full out purchase from a SCX shop and heels. She didn't want to do it, especially in a hotel room, but that she couldn't say no because it would have been all bad. Ventura described how the alleged sessions were fueled by a cocktail of booze and ooze. They became almost weekly. It began depending on where they were. Weekly for a consistent amount of years, she said. The drugs honestly helped. Actually, Ali, we started other drugs like Snane later. The alleged abuse was not just sexual, but physical and psychological too. Ventura said at certain times, I knew it wasn't even about me. The next thing I was getting hit in the face, the singer testified. Crazy work. If I wasn't smiling at him the way he wanted, I just looked a certain way he didn't like. Maybe I was a brat or something. He would let me know I need to fix my face or watch my mouth. Oh, not fix your face. Fix your face. You looking like I be beating you. Ventura also began testimony about the now infamous assault by Combs at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles in 2016, which was caught on a harrowing surveillance footage. I am not sure what happened. I got hit by Sean and had a black eye, and at that point, all I could think about was getting out of there safely. I had my premiere and didn't want to mess it up, she said. I just knew I had to get out. I grabbed my stuff and ran out as fast as I could. I made it to the elevators, got on my sneakers. The next thing, I was thrown to the ground. It was really fast. I ran without my shoes. It was faster. Sean grabbed me by the back of the neck and threw me on the ground. This is a lot. So, this girl acting, doing movies, all this stuff, trying to, do her thing. And she can't even do it because she got to do freak offs. Freak offs would last days, sometimes 3, 4 days. So I feel like Cassie was escaping because she wanted to, one, she wanted to make it to her premiere, and two, she just simply didn't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do this. And she wasn't given an option. She wasn't given an option, like, which is insane. Okay, now we'll do part two in the morning when we come back live in the morning. But I do want to get into Cassie talking about the constant like UTIs and mouth sores because that was heavy. I was like, whoa, whoa. Okay, right, okay. So to talk about it, she constantly suffered UTIs and sores in her mouth from friction during oral SCX. She told the prosecutors that the pain was so unbearable she turned to opiates just to feel numb. She said antibiotics stopped working and described a constant burning sensation. I would not advise it, she added. Cassie also revealed she took part in SCX acts she didn't want to do, like with an escort named Jules, because Diddy demanded it. Sometimes the escort was even present when Diddy was physically putting his hands on her. So, with the friction and the antibiotics and the constant UTIs and stuff like that, this just goes to show you that this was over and over and over and over. So him being so high that he don't even have a real concept of time, where he'll have this girl with an escort and make them do it over and over and over and over, sometimes multiple escorts, over and over for days. She also said they had to get banana bags and that the chef cooked them special foods, and whatnot to like boost them back up so that they could come down with them coming down after days of being high, and whatnot. So this was for days, not like you do a freak off and then like that's it, then he good for the night. No, over and over. And then when you're on those drugs, you up. Some people be up for days, 2, 3 days. They be up on all those uppers and whatnot. They'd be up for days, exhausted, dehydrated, all that. Ain't really drink any water, just keep drinking liquor, all of that stuff. They stay a little bit hydrated because I'm sure they have ice, stuff like that. But like overall, to need a banana bag, who needs an IV bag of vitamins after SCX? I mean, it's like, how long were you doing it to where you could barely move? You need an IV and able to function. You need nutrients and things that you're supposed to get naturally just by simply eating foods, drinking water. You get those things naturally. Hmm. Crazy, crazy. Days this will go on. So it makes sense with her talking about all the like the friction to her vaginal area and the mouth sores from the constant getting fellatio, stuff like that. I mean, I do think that there is more to Cassie's story. I do. Why I say that because I didn't hear anything about anybody being tested. She was finding people off Craigslist per his request. Jonathan Oddie said that he received an STI from doing a freak off with Cassie and Diddy. If we're going to believe Jonathan Oddie, then we're going to have to believe that too. I didn't hear anything about any models or escorts being tested prior. Rapid test, nothing. I'm just saying. I didn't hear nothing about that. It gives that he just um, made them more protection, if that, because I didn't hear anything about condoms either. I didn't hear nothing about that. I hear a lot about baby oil and all of that. I ain't hear nothing about no factory condoms because he has a factory of baby oil. He basically owned Johnson and Johnson. But I didn't hear nothing about condoms, um, diaphragms, uh, testing. That the models are all tested at this location about this doctor, the doctor that he had on staff tested them. I ain't hear nothing about none of that. Not a word. Not a peep. I'm just saying. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. So I don't think this is her full story. I don't. I think there's more to the story when it comes to her. She's been with him for over 10 years. Met him when she was, girl, I don't know. I don't know. And she just admitted that she was only given 20 mil for all that man put her through. Correct. Hmm. Correct. I read that. Yeah, girl, do you think she may have gotten pregnant during these freak offs? No. Um, Clearly Cassie's fertile because as soon as she left him and got with Alex, she had children immediately. So I believe she was on birth control. Um, Whether IUD, something like that, something very effective. Um, yeah, and I think that Diddy probably made her get on it. I think he probably made her. Hmm. I think he knew she was on birth control. I used to think that she snuck and did it because she didn't want to have any kids by him. But thinking back and hearing her say how much in love she was with him, then maybe she did want a kid by him. Maybe she did. Maybe it was his idea. Sorry, I was getting a call. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? Hear me? Yes. You guys see me or hear me? Yeah, so crazy work. Crazy work. She testified and texted that. Oh, okay. Crazy. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot. And I feel like she's telling us without telling us. Listen to it again. Cassie testified that with the freak offs with Diddy took such a toll on her body, she constantly suffered from UTIs and sores in her mouth and friction during oral sex. Cassie also said she revealed that she took part in the SDX acts that she didn't want to do with the escort and whatnot. Oh, my fault. I don't want to read that part. I'm going to read this part. She said the antibiotics stopped working and described a constant burning sensation. That's an STD, usually. Um, just saying. I didn't hear anything about her going to get tested. Did he sending her to get tested? None of. I didn't hear anything about any test or anything like that to make sure she was good and that he was good and that the models were good. I didn't hear any of that. So I'm just putting two and two together. So the burning sensation definitely gives that, yeah, it could have been from friction, but it also could have been due to an STD. And with her stating that she had mouth sores, isn't that what herpes is? I mean, isn't that herpes? Because I mean, I know some people that done sucked a lot of no mouth bumps. None. None. I know people that done sucked a lot of, I mean, a lot and multiple. Not like just like one, no, like 6 in one day, type of situation. And their mouths were just fine. So, what kind of infection was in your mouth to make you have sore bumps in it? I'm confused. I, Unless they're taking pills to get, it's still not like 100% effective, K-Love. You see how many new pills come out? And be one pill, and they say, "Oh, get this," and and then it'd be a new one, and then they recall it. They're like, "If you were taking this, you were entitled to a lawsuit too. If you called this number, da 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 da." It's like, girl, that stuff is not as effective as they try to make it seem. Um, I think they be trying to set up a lot of people for the okie So I think that's crazy. Yeah, Sean, that was what her, right. I was confused. I mean, and then Jonathan, girl. Girl. Well, I have to get out of here. I said I'd come back for at least an hour and a half. I love you guys. I did 2 lives today. We have to get nettered. We have to get nettered. I'm trying to think, should I come back tonight and get nettered? Or should I do it tomorrow, like in the afternoon? Maybe I'll do it in the afternoon because I'm going to cover Cassie and them again in the morning. Because there will be day 3, and I want to get into this cross examination because I feel like it's going to be a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. So, yeah, so we're gonna get into that. But I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Okay. I will be back. Okay, we will keep this going. I'll be live every day this week, multiple times even. So you'll see me all week. It's time to get to work. Okay, we have the studios almost done. We have a lot of other stuff going on, and I'm like, girl, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So I will see y'all tomorrow until the next live. Mwah! Thank you so much for being here. We love you, Cassie. Bye.